Hello, my beautiful geeks. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the Geek Fortress. Long time no see. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope you're having a great summer so far. And I hope that you're having a beautiful whatever today is when you're watching this. So, Stranger Things Season 4 is over. And my heart is still recuperating from it. So I figure since this was one of the best seasons, probably the best season that we've had, I would do a tier list of all the characters from season 4. If you guys have missed my other tier list videos, I will put a card right up here somewhere so you guys can check that out as well. And I will put a link of what this tier list is on the website as well in case you guys want to try it for yourself. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so we have it divided in the S, A, B, C, D, the usual suspects. We're gonna get started as being like super. That's why I decided S stands for, because it's pretty super. Here we go. So we're gonna start with Erica. I had the hardest time remembering her name for some reason, and now it just came to me. It's crazy. So I gotta be honest with you. I didn't like Erica the season before this. She was just like this annoying little brat. Yeah, I just didn't like her. I didn't like the way she was. She was brat. But towards the end of that season, she kind of redeemed herself. She became like really, really useful to the team, which is always good. And in this season, she just became one of the group. She was one of the Ghostbusters. She was one of the ones who were like, wow. She outdid herself, and it felt natural, which is really good. Like, I didn't think I was going to like her, but I did. But is she like an S rank? I don't think so, but she's definitely up there. She's definitely an A for me. Because she definitely improved as a character. She's still annoying, don't get me wrong, but she's useful annoying. This POS right here. Listen, this guy right here. This mofo. Jason. I feel bad for whoever's named Jason in real life. Jason, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. This guy was such a douchebag. What a piece of caca. This guy was something else. I mean, he got a beautiful ending. Splitting ending, if you may. He was so annoying. He was super annoying. I didn't like him. He's just... I hated him more than Vecna, and Vecna was the big baddie. I feel like it was just an extra way of adding tension to the season, even though there was plenty of tension already. And then just adding this human character who was a tremendous dick. And that was just like, the worst ever. So was he necessary? I don't think so, but you need to add that human aspect. Just like last season, it was the Russians. This season, it was this POS. So, but was he a good human villain? I don't think so. Was he the worst? No. Was he as good as Papa? Of course not. Papa now, after this season, he's like an anti-hero, sort of. I don't know. He kind of redeems himself at the end, but we'll get to him in a minute. So just for the fact that he was an annoying POS, we're going to put him in the D category for sure. This dude right here, Napoleon Dynamite looking guy, whose name I completely forgot because that's how quick he came and went. He was one of Vaccinus kills. He served his purpose, but too quick, gone too soon. Hashtag that shit. So we're just going to put him in the D automatically. The guidance counselor is like slash psychologist. I'm forgetting her name right now. I really thought she was gonna have something to do with Vecna and all of the kills, just because everybody that she would see and treat were going for were getting killed by Vecna. So I really thought she was gonna be like a secret, like being controlled by Vecna or something like that. But she wasn't. She was just there. So she was a good background character, nothing huge, nothing really big to say about her. So just because she didn't really have a big footprint in the season, she's going to go ahead and go to the D category. Papa, this silver hair fucks moo face. So as soon as 11 went back into the facility, or the makeshift facility in the middle of the desert, I knew that this mofo was up to no good. I mean, I've never trusted. First of all, I thought he died in season 1, so seeing him again was just like... But it was a cool little surprise, a cool little return for it. He is a good villain. Now, that's a good human villain. I'm like... He was really good. And it's always good to balance that, like, supernatural evil with the natural evil, or human evil, if you will. because sometimes humans are most dangerous than any other monster out there. And this guy, even though he said he wanted Eleven to just kind of like fulfill her potential, whatever the hell he was saying, I feel like he had such second-handed motives. So I don't know, but he was a great villain. So on those characteristics alone, not because I shouldn't really do it because how annoying they are. That's why Erica is an A. So he was a really good villain. It was good to see him again, and he's definitely an A. Cheerleader girl, what was her name? Chrissy. That's her. She's alright. You know, gone too soon again. She was quick. I wish we could have had more of an interaction with her and Eddie. I think that her and Eddie would have made a great couple, and it's a shame that that will never be explored. But she seemed like the kind of girl who was popular, but kind of had to fit into the popularity thing because she had to survive in high school. But she secretly talked to all the nerdy kids and shit, so she had potential. It was a shame to see her go, I gotta say. I'm gonna put her in the B category because she could have been more, but what she had I liked, but she didn't quite make it to the A. So this, even though they don't show her picture, this is the love interest for Robin. I feel like she was just there too. So I don't have much to say about her. And the way it ends, it kind of hints that they're probably gonna get together. So who knows? Maybe next season. So, but for now, she's gonna go in D. Max, why Max? Why? So Max had me in like a roller coaster of emotions this whole season. Right when I thought we were gonna lose her, and then at the end, which we kind of lost her, but not really. How the fuck did Eleven bring her back? But she's not really there. I don't know. I have so many questions. In this season, Sam really got to shine, but at the same time take a step back, if that makes sense. What's the best way I can describe it, explain it? It's like everything that happened in season 3, she had to pay the consequences of it in season 4 because of the death of Billy and all of that. You could see that that baggage was something that was in her, and it was bothering her, and she really had to pay for it this season, which was the gate for Vecna to find that guilt and attach to her and attack her. And her character development has been amazing. It's almost like, I don't even know, she could have her own show. That's how good it is. I'm being biased because she's one of my favorite characters, but I definitely think Max had a great part this season. And Sadie is an amazing actress, and I think she's doing a hell of a job. And I think she was definitely a super this season. So for that reason, as you go. Hopper! I gotta say, there were times where I was watching like something that was happening like in Hawkins or in the other setting, and then they would show me the Russian prison, and I was like, no, bring me back to Hawkins. I want to see what's happening. But then eventually I'll be like, okay, fine, I do want to see what happens to Hopper. Seeing his fight throughout the season, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and how vulnerable he was this time around, and the way that David Harbour portrayed him, you could see that he was a broken man, and he was destroyed, but at the same time, he wasn't giving up. He was keeping going, you know? And that was amazing. That's definitely something that he portrayed very well. Definitely a top tier. Hopper has always been one of my favorite characters. In this one, he showed a side of him that was just like extreme badass. So for that reason, he's gonna be an automatic ass. Whoop! Yeah. Jonathan, half the season he was stoned. I don't know what happened to him. It's like his character went down a slippery slope of weed and narcotics, and it was just annoying. Like, I honestly think that I like RG more than I liked him. His friend, I think that was his name. RG, something like that. This guy right here. And he was just annoying me the whole time. It's like he was a completely different character. Like, I understand he was trying to like forget what was going on because he didn't get accepted into college and blah, blah, blah. Well, move on, sir. Life sucks. Deal with it. So yeah, he was super whiny and I didn't like him. I don't know. I've always liked Jonathan. I've always shipped him and Nancy. But after this season, Steve and that sexy, smexy chest hair. Yeah. So he wasn't the worst. He doesn't deserve to be in the D category, but he was definitely a C. Dimitri, my man Dimitri. He was very nice. Dimitri was really good. Talk about climbing, right? He was just interested about money at the beginning of the season, and then he just became one of the group by the end of it. And I think I like that redemption arc a lot. Even when he was like a douchebag, I liked him. I think it's the mustache. He definitely represented a lot in the season because thanks to him, although Hopper got back in, but he was a badass fighting the Demogorgon and everything. So we're definitely gonna put him in the A category. This mofo. I don't know what it is, but as the years have gone by, I really, really don't like Mike anymore. I don't know what it is. I think he's just overrated. And then how they're saying this one, that he was like the heart of the team and everything. I see what they were doing, but super corny, but I liked it. And I don't know. I feel like he was distant from everybody this season, which it comes with adolescence, I guess, but it was super tough to watch. Some of the scenes were super awkward between him and 11, and then just like how he's doing my boy Will dirty. Just he doesn't get it. He's like, you don't get it, do you? He was kind of annoying, you know, but I guess as one of the main characters, we're gonna put him in the B category by default. Look, it's Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. One of the best cameos of this season, or the best cameo of this season, actually. Victor, I think was his name. One episode, he served his purpose. He was a good storyteller, you know. Definitely a background character, so as much as I love Robert Englund, we're just gonna put him right there. Steve, my man Steve, as Angie Blaze would say. It's Steve. I love Steve. He has had the most character development of every character, in my personal opinion. So he is, even though he hates to be the babysitter, he loves it too. Don't let him fool you. Definitely a great character, a supreme writing character, a supreme written character. Very good character. Going to the upside down with the fam, surviving it. And when we thought he was going to die because those bats were num-numming, ooh, buddy. That was definitely hard to watch. But if you guys think about it, that was foreshadowing for another character who actually got fully num-nummed by the bats. So, yeah. But Steve is going to go in S as Steve. 11, a.k.a. L. She's okay. I mean, I know she's the main character, but I don't know. I feel like she's not that interesting. I'm sorry, I said it. She's definitely up there. Her powers are super cool. And, I don't know. I feel like... You know what I think it is? I think it's because... Remember how they introduced that other power person in, like, Season 2, I think it was? Or 3? I don't remember. And then they just completely dropped that. I was hoping I would see more people with powers like that, which technically we did in this season because we saw number 1, aka Vecna. But, I don't know. Maybe I feel like there should be some other people with powers. Like, maybe all of the kids, although all of them were killed. Spoiler alert. Like, all of them clearly were not killed, though, because the other girl was alive, and then Vecna was one. But what if, like, Vecna created a whole new army or something like that? I don't know. I'm not a writer, but I don't know. 11, I just feel like, yeah, we knew she was going to get her powers back. It was cool to see her, but is she the best character in the show? I don't think so. That's why we're going to put her right next to her boyfriend. Yeah. Number 1. I'm thinking of Kids Next Door. 1, aka Vecna. I love how they separated them. So I'm just going to say it for both. Great freaking villain. Great supernatural villain. Let me just put him right away, right here. And then Vecna is also going to go right there. Great villain. He was behind it the whole time. It's been him all along. It's been Vecna all along. Crazy, right? I feel like Duffel Brothers had that set up from the get-go. It wasn't just something that they pulled out of their butt. So I really like that. It makes sense. It actually adds up. And he is one powerful SOB. Except for the one weakness that when he's like connected, he can't defend himself. But even then, he wasn't really killed this season. So we'll see what happens next season. I'm excited to see what we're going to bring that to. Joyce! Okay, so Joyce was not as good as Hopper, but Joyce, I'm glad that she's past the whole defenseless mother from like season 1 and 2. She's slowly become a badass, and that's something that I really like. She was up there, she was in the front. Even when they were when they had to go back into the prison, and then she electrocuted that demodog. That was amazing. So she's definitely become a really badass character. She's a really strong, badass female character, and that's pretty cool. Which I know you guys are thinking, so is 11. Why do you talk shit about 11? Well, 11's got powers. The only power Joyce has is that she can say Beetlejuice 3 times and summon him. So yeah, she's definitely a top character. Is she S? Not yet, but she was definitely an A as in apple. This little bitch, I forget her name. She was just annoying. I was so glad when 11 broke her nose. Get out of here. This is Mike's mom. I don't even know why Mike's mom is here. She's just kind of in the background. I mean, last season she was almost a cheater. In this one she was just there. All these characters are just there. I'm just gonna go automatically to D. I mean, it was funny when at the end of the season she was like, "You're never going anywhere," to Mike. Like, you're never going anywhere again, ever, ever, ever. Like, she's definitely become a better mom, I guess. I guess you could say. I guess. This was one of Jason's lackeys. He looks like a lackey. He's like, yeah. All of these guys. Just, I'm gonna put you next to your ombre right there. Excuse me. There we go. He's looking at him like, and Jason is like, yeah, not a big fan. I hate bullies everywhere in real life, in movies, and maybe it's a good thing they wrote them so well that you hated them that much. But worse than a bully is the bully's lackeys, and this guy was just a butt licker. So, bye bye. Well, you know what would be cool? If somehow they showed that Will has some sort of powers because of the time he was in the Upside Down. Wouldn't that be cool? And then this way would be like him and 11. How cool would that be? Another character with a complicated season because clearly they're showing us his sexuality. It's something that they decided to explore, which I'm really happy with. It's really good that they show that. I'm not happy about the fact that he's so sad about it. But I do like that Jonathan, after he redeemed himself, I think the best part when he redeemed himself was when he talked to his brother and he was like, you know what, man? It's okay. I'm right here. No matter what. Because he knows. He knows. He knows. So even though he was kind of like in the background, he was also front and center, if that makes sense. I think of all the kids, I mean, not as good as Lucas. Lucas was really up front this time around. But Will, just because I feel like he's going to be big next season. And because he was so misunderstood and he was going through so much shit. He was like in the middle. And that's exactly where I'm going to put him. I'm going to put him right in the middle. Just because he's going through so much. So there was so much going on for this poor kid. Give him a break. Lucas, we got next. He was freaking amazing. How he beat the out of this mofo. That was really good. He never gave up on Max. He was there. He was a little annoying at the beginning of the season because of the whole I'm a basketball popular kid right now. But you knew he liked D&D. He a D&D boy, that's it. He doesn't care about basketball. He's a good basketball player, of course, but he's always going to be a nerd. Once a nerd, once a geek, always a geek. Definitely top. I think he's going to be the first one of the kids that I'm going to put in the A category, just because I feel like he had it tough this season. And then at the end, like I said, even though he was kind of a dill hole at first, trying to back on the kids and everything, he redeemed himself at the end. And then that fight scene at the end with Jason, it was good shit. Murray, my man Murray, this mofo. What a great character. I love this guy. He just keeps getting better and better every season. This is an automatic essence and Saya. He is just so good. I love the writing for him. I love the actor who plays him. He's really good. The whole karate arc this season, he was just perfect. He does a great job playing him. He's really, really good. I really enjoy the shit out of him. And I look forward to seeing more. If he dies, we riot. He's like up there. Just so you know. Nancy. Bad girl. Two-timing bad girl. Give my boy Steve hope. And not telling Jonathan. She was a little annoying this season just for that. But she was useful. So that puts me in a conundrum. Where do we put her? Do we put her right next to her ex? I mean her boyfriend? Or do we put her in the middle right here with the kids? I think we're going to put her in the middle with the kids because she had potential. And I just wish she would have been a little more honest to Jonathan because clearly she loves Steve. And I ship it now. Yeah. So we're going to put her in the middle because life is unfair. RG, I think that was his name. My man was always high, but somehow he made it look cooler than this BOS right here. If you think about it, he was kind of like a Deus Ex Machina every once in a while. He's like, dudes, come look at this, dudes. It's tire tracks, dudes. Yeah. Thanks to him, they were able to go to the pizza place at the end and get the thing for 11 and everything. He was a fun character, but was he a good character, or was he just comic relief? Yes, the answer is he was just comic relief. He was good comic relief though, which makes him one of the best characters in the season. So for that reason, we're gonna go ahead and put him in the A. No, Eddie, why? Why? I'm okay. This guy right here. If there was something above S, that's where I would put him. Eddie was the best thing about the season. Vecna and Eddie, in my opinion, were the best thing about the season. He was such a good guy, and he's finally probably gonna graduate this time around. And they did my man there. The moment I liked him, I said they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him because I like him. Just you watch. And they did. They did. But my man had the best, probably only concert ever in the Upside Down, and he killed it with that guitar, and I was there like, yeah, you're gonna die, but yeah. It was awesome. That scene was amazing. Probably the best scene out of the whole show. The whole season. Yeah, you know what? The whole show so far. There's been good scenes, but that scene was just amazing. It was just perfect. It's a shame that by the time that he dies, people still think that he's the one who killed Chrissy. And that's such a fucking shame, you know? But he went out like a hero. And that moment that he had at the end with Dustin, that was just, heartbreaking. Gone too soon, my man. Gone too soon. S, without a doubt. This is Yuri, the pilot. This guy was his comeback through and through. But he had a redemption at the end too. A forced redemption, but a redemption nonetheless. He was a good character. He was definitely middle tier for me though. So I'm definitely gonna put him in the B category because he was a double crossing asshole. So me not liking that. Dustin, you can never go wrong with Dustin. Dustin is the glue that keeps the fucking team together. Don't let anybody else tell you that. Anything else. Of all the kids, Dustin is the glue that keeps the team together. If Dustin wasn't around, I don't think there would be a team. So, because they said that Mike is the heart, I don't think so. I feel like Dustin is the heart of the team. That's my personal opinion. I don't know, but I definitely think Dustin is got a way bigger heart than Mike. Mike's just annoying. But Dustin is probably the first one of the kids, it looks like. That's going to be right in the S category, right next to his bro Chacho. Robin! I love Robin. She's so good. I love her. I love Maya Hawke. She's a great actress. I'm so glad she's this character. She's definitely an A tier. I feel like she definitely has an up and rising character. I think by next season she'll definitely be an S, which is something that I'm really looking forward to. So I'll be on the lookout for that video in 2 years. So I definitely think that she is top SA. Not S yet, but she is A for sure. And then what we have left right here is just like sideline. It's like, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? I don't remember you. I'm sorry. I think he was one of the cops. He looks like one of the cops. So you're going to go in S because you were worthless. Same thing with this guy. Bye. I remember who you were. And I think this was the other lackey of Jason. I think. I don't remember. One of the guys who died. So if so, bye. I don't need you in my life. Bye. And then this guy was one of the douchebags from L's school. And yeah, I don't like douchebags. So we're going to go ahead and put him right there in the D category. True story. So let's look one more time. Let's see if there's any changes that I would like to make. I really like where I'm at right now. I feel so bad that Jonathan is like the only one in the C category. You know, it's like, what? You know what? I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe. You know what? We're gonna put Robert Englund's character up there, just because they were like there, but not really. and they were both like just there, even though Jonathan did more. I can't explain it, okay? I just didn't like the way Jonathan was used this season. There, I said it again. I will say it 1,000 times. I didn't. Sue me. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. This is the one that I'm gonna go with. This is my final tier list, for the characters of season 4 of Stranger Things. But what do you guys think about this tier list? Let me know in the comments section below. Who was your favorite character this season? Who was your least favorite character? Who was your middle tier character? Who was your B this season? I don't know. You tell me. By the way, guys, we do go live on Twitch every Friday. Sometimes we go live on Wednesdays. Right now, it's just a lot going on in my life. But we do try to go live on Fridays, every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch yet, make sure you do so. I would love to see you there one of these days while I'm going live playing some Dead by Daylight or other fun games. As per usual, you guys have been amazing, awesome, epic, fantastic, the best, the bomb, diggity, the brochachos of the Geek Fortress. You guys have been awesome, guys. Do something nice for somebody tomorrow. Spread love. Don't spread bullshit. There's plenty of that in the world. Until next time, guys, I've been your boy Lewis. You guys have been awesome. Do me a favor, guys. Stay awesome and geek on. Until the next time, this is your boy Lewis saying adios, brochachos.